Beautiful. Place the feet down. Bring those hands forward and use those fingers like I'm pulling on your hands to lift the body up. Beautiful. I'd like you to pulse. The hands are outside the legs, just pulse. You can gaze up toward the sky or gaze forward between the legs using those upper ribs, the upper spine. When you lower, try to keep the shoulder blades off the ground. Inhale and exhale, soften. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Sometimes it's nice to keep the gaze to the sky so we feel the neck muscles working, but we're not straining. We go for 4 and 3. Try not to let the shoulder blades tap. 2 and 1. Beautiful. Lower head, neck, and shoulders. Lengthen the left leg long and squeeze your right leg in toward the chest. Just take a big inhale here. Now exhale, that right leg goes to the sky. And once again, fingers point straight up. I'd like you to lift the arms so much that the shoulders even come off the mat. Take an inhale and exhale. Lift head, neck, and shoulders up and bring those fingers outside the right leg. And here we pulse. We're reaching those palms. They're facing forward. They go outside the right leg. Right toe is pointed to the sky. Wonderful. And we pulse up. It's really subtle. Once again, we're trying to keep those shoulder blades off the ground. Beautiful work. Reaching up. Yes, we're really getting a sense now of the intercostals pressing up. Good. Inhale up, exhale down. 3 more. Up and up and up. Bend that knee in towards your chest. Lower head, neck, and shoulders. Slip that leg out really nice and long. Yeah, maybe a little squeeze. Nice, Erin. And we anchor that heel down. Drag the left leg in towards your chest and give it a good squeeze here. That will let that right hip flexor release a little bit. Take an inhale, we'll reach those arms up, point them to the sky, lift that left leg to the sky. As you exhale, lift up head, neck, and shoulders, the fingers are up. Make the twist nice and profound, so we twist over to the left, keep the shoulders off the ground, and lift it up. Those left fingers press outside the left leg, we press it up and away. Try to go slowly down so that when we lower down, it's really just softening a little bit, might be an inch or 2, and we yearn those fingers outside the left leg. Keep reaching that straight left leg up. If it's too hard to lift the head, neck, and shoulders up for the last 6, I'd like you to soften the head down and keep lifting up. Here is 3. And 2, and 1. Lower head, neck, and shoulders. Reach those arms up overhead now. Bend that left knee in towards your chest and maybe give that leg a good squeeze. Wrap hands around the leg. Good, and lengthen that left leg long. Reach the arms up overhead one last time. Point the fingers up, point the toes away from you. Get a huge back bend here so the shoulders and the hips are on the ground. And then exhale, press that back into the mat and cactus the arms. Good, now place the feet back on the ground, or knees are to the sky. When you inhale and lift up the chest, I'd like you to bring those knees in towards you and rock up so you're balanced on your pelvis. Wonderful. We stay rounded. Find your C curve. You might reach the arms away. Roll it down just to the middle back. And with control, rock it up. And when you rock up, lift your chest. Nice brightness there. Roll it down. Exhale, lift it up. Beautiful. Now see if it feels okay to reach your legs long. Maybe, maybe not. Same thing. We roll down and exhale. Try to balance. Really good. Roll it down, round the spine. Exhale, reach it up, knees are bent or straight. One more time, roll it down, C curve, and exhale, rise on up. Bring that right knee in towards you. Good, and switch. Try to get your spine nice and rounded and opposite knee in. Hug it in, hug it in. The opposite long leg hovers above the ground. Pull that leg in towards you, nice and soft, maybe just fingertips on the shin. Really nice work, you two. Lengthen and press away. Lengthen. Beautiful. Here we go. 3. Opposite side. 2. Opposite side. Last one. Wonderful. Now bring those feet together. Cross at the ankles. I'd just like you to stretch those arms up to the sky. As you exhale, cactus the arms. Feel that heart shine forward like your elbows are weighted down by kettlebells. Squeeze the shoulders together. Now inhale, reach it up again. Really weight the elbows. Exhale, send that heart forward, but try to bring your front ribs in. Nice adjustment. Inhale, arms up. We're twisting over to the right. Cactus the arms. Feel that twist and notice what's working here. Good. Try to bring your right shoulder back a little bit more. Nice adjustment, Erin. Inhale, twist to center. And exhale, reach it over to the other side. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Maybe the left elbow goes back in space a little bit more. Nice. Reach it up. So strong. Now we'll roll over onto all fours. The fingers are nice and wide splayed, yeah? Bring those hands ever far forward of the shoulders, just so the shoulders are just about a 1/2 or 1/4 inch back behind the wrist. Anchor the palms down and bring the knees a little bit closer together. I'd like you to slip that right leg back in space and try to rotate the right hip down. Anchor that left shin bone on the ground and reach the left arm forward. Good. We hold here for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, squeeze the knee and the elbow together and tuck your chin. Inhale the arm and the leg nice and long and squeeze it in, round the spine. Find your curl and tuck the chin. One more. Inhale. Feel that whole powerhouse get long. Get out of the low back for me. Good. And squeeze it in and exhale, curl. Nice. Now reach it out nice and long again. Puff up the back body. Push into the right palm and soften the left palm and the right shin down at the same time. Now, cat-cow position. I'd like you to press away into scared cat. Round the spine and bring the tops of the buttocks back toward the knees energetically. Get that really nice rounded spine. Now reverse it into cow. Articulate the hips back, bring the collarbones forward. Yes, and press it into cat position. Press the heels of the hand, press all 10 toes down. Inhale, found your cow spine and slip your heart a little forward through your straight arms. Good. Neutral spine. That means pull the low stomach in, puff up the back body. Beautiful, Erin. Look a little far forward of the mat and slip that left leg straight back behind you. Super energetic, active leg. Good. Lift up from the buttock a tiny bit, but don't get into the low back. That's it. Right arm reaches forward, look straight down, and reach those fingers and toes further away from each other. Exhale, round the spine and bring the knee in toward the elbow. Inhale, lengthen, get super long, puff up the back body. And exhale, use your balance, squeeze it in. Inhale, find it super, super, super long. Exhale, squeeze, feel that upper body puff up. Inhale, reach it really long. Fingers and toes get more separated and lower the right palm and the left shin down. Excellent. Here I'd like you to curl the toes under. We're lifting the knees up just 1 inch. Good. So there's the powerhouse core. You're really feeling it. Now send the thighs towards your tummy and let your arms go super straight. You're still on your tippy toes. Take an inhale and then exhale. Send the butt to the sky. Stay on the tippy toes. The arms got straighter. Now, as you exhale, lower ever so slowly the heels to the ground until you find the shape of downward facing dog. Excellent. I'd like you to walk the hands back toward the feet. Tuck your chin, hang the head heavy, and put your weight into the heels. Let's pull the low stomach in, and on the count of 7, we're rolling up to standing. Keep the spine rounded for 7. We're rising, pressing into the heels, 5. Let the head, neck, and shoulders be heavy until the spine is tall, 3. Then roll the shoulders back. Beautiful. Toes are pointing forward. I'd like you to roll the shoulders back again. Inhale, reach those arms up. Get the side waist really long and cactus the arms. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. That's it. So what we just did on the mat, we're going to continue. Weight the right leg for me. Just a little bit. Weight shifts a tiny bit and reach that left knee up into tabletop. Beautiful. Find that balance. Send the tops of the buttocks down toward the heels so you feel that lengthening of the whole side. Now I'd like you to squeeze elbow and knee together and release. Good. Squeeze in your twist, elbow and knee together, release. When you twist, try to twist the body over to the left, squeeze it in. Now we try to keep the shoulders and the collarbones nice and shiny and bright facing forward. Squeeze the knee toward the elbow. It doesn't matter how high it lifts. Fantastic, Erin. Squeeze, release. 2 more. Squeeze, release. I know it's an intense balance in the beginning. And 1 more. Squeeze it. Release, lower that foot down and send the arms nice and long. So we'll take an inhale, roll the shoulders back. When we talk about the tailbone, the tops of the buttocks down toward the thighs, it just sends those hip flexors in elongation. And we also get that belly button and sternum knitting together. Good, so opposite side, let's reach up the side waist, go long. Reach up with the fingers and the waist and exhale, find a nice cactus. Good, now try to knit the front ribs in so it's very disciplined and send that right leg up into a tabletop. Pull the low stomach in, you get more space in the back so that when you twist that opposite knee toward the elbow, you've got a little more space in the lift. Let the foot be soft. Don't outsource any energy to the foot. Yeah, nice, Erin. Squeeze it up and in. Wonderful. Squeeze it up and come back to center. So good. We're doing 6 more. Rise on up. That's it, Jamie. Fantastic. Reach it up. Twist toward the window. Beautiful. Squeeze it up. And release just a tabletop. Squeeze it up. 2 more. Stay strong. Inhale. Let it go forward. Last one. Inhale, touch. And exhale. Let's lower hands and lower leg. Beautiful. Now let's bring the feet a little bit wider. We're pointing the toes outward here, and we're getting that little tuck. It's called a coccyx curve. So we bring the low tummy in and we feel that activation in the low tummy. When we lower the hips down, it's not a squat. Instead, we're sending the crown of the head right over the hips and the pelvis. Yeah? Nice and tall. Beautiful. Now, reach arms out. We'll find that cactus position again. If it's more comfortable for you to bring the hands into prayer, that's fine. I'd like you to lift up on the right toes and lower them down. Ooh, I don't know why that's happening. Lift up on the left toes and lower them down. Try to set the hips down more. And let's continue. Get that coccyx curve. Right toes, lower. Left toes, lower. Right toes, get that foot articulation and bring the low stomach in. Get that brightness in the chest. Elbows move back. Collarbones wide. Nice adjustment. And opposite heel up. Opposite heel up. Now bring one up. Pull it down and try to lift both heels. Good. Heels lifted or not. Bring the elbows toward each other and reach it back out. Squeeze the shoulder blades. 2 more. Squeeze it in and press it out. 1 more. Squeeze it and keep the spine nice and tall. Press it out. Lower the heels down and push straight back up. Excellent. Rebend the knees. The hands go into an umpire position. I'd like you to rotate to the right, making that left arm nice and long, and feel that twist, pull the stomach in. Yeah, little rounding, lots of spaciousness in the low back. And as you exhale, we send it forward and pause. Lengthen that right arm long and twist up toward the left. Pull the stomach in a little bit so you can get a release of your low spine. Good. Now we'll return it back to center. I'd like you to rise on up. The feet can point a little more far forward. Nice. You can have your hands wherever you like for this next exercise, and you both have some space in front of you. That's good. We're going to use that. You can hug a redwood tree. You can have any arm position you like. We're taking 6 steps forward. Stay nice and low. Here come the glutes. 6, 5, yes, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now we go back. 6, 5. Stay low. Good, 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 good. And 1 more. And forward. 6, 5, 4. Stay nice and low. 3, 2. Make a monster steps. And we go back. 6, 5, 4, 3. Low stomach in. 2 and 1. 1 more round. Stay strong. 6, 5. Stay nice and low. Try to squeeze the shoulder blades together. Yeah, we're using the powerhouse 2. And last round back. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Toes point forward. I'd like you to lower the hands down and straighten the legs any amount or keep the knees bent. Just release the head, neck, and shoulders. I recommend uniting like we did in the beginning of class, opposite hand to opposite elbow, so your head can fall between that space. And here it might be nice to roll forward, side to side, getting that little elephant trunk stretch, and bring attention to those side waists. As you roll to the left, feel the right waist strengthen. Roll to the left, feel it opposite. Good. Just open those side waists a little bit. We're going to do a little more twisting in our standing postures, okay? Send the hands down. I'd like you to inhale just until the back is flat and then rise all the way to standing. Now we'll heel toe the feet together. We're twisting all that motion. We've got the body prepared for our peak standing series. So first we're bending into the knees. We're sending that left leg straight back behind us and put your big toe on the ground. Good. That left arm is nice and long. Reach the right arm up so the tricep is around the ear. Nice. And I'd like you to squeeze elbow toward the knee, lengthen, hover the left leg. Elbow toward the knee, lengthen and hover. You're welcome to bend. In fact, I recommend bending the standing leg and squeeze it in. Good. Do 3, lengthen, 2, beautiful, lengthen, and 1, lengthen. Place that toe on the ground. Reach the left hand back and the right arm forward and twist profoundly toward the left side. Good, good, good. Now send that left leg up into tabletop. You're still twisting. Pretend I'm reaching your left arm back behind you. Good. Reach that left arm forward. Lengthen the left leg just for a moment straight in front of you. Rebend it, send the arms back, send the leg back until you're in warrior three. Same cue, squeeze the shoulder blades, flex that left foot, press the heel away, try to get your inner left thigh to the sky, and the standing leg as much as you like it. Your shoulders and your hips far apart, puff up the upper back. Good, now bend your standing leg, bend your left leg, reach it up into tabletop once again, and toe heel that foot down. Amazing control, really beautiful. So we'll get the other side. We get a nice bend in the knees. The torso kind of goes on an angle. It's not quite a 45-degree angle, just enough to lengthen. Let's reach the right arm back. Send that right pig toenail to the ground. Good, so that's our position. The left arm goes forward, so the left tricep is around the ear. Just 6 times to get the motion. We squeeze elbow toward the knee, hover the leg, don't lower the toenail down. Squeeze, lengthen. Squeeze, release. Yeah, so the low tummy is going toward the back of the spine as we release it forward. Squeeze, release, one more. Squeeze it, release. Fantastic. Bring that leg in. Good, we bring that leg up into tabletop. I'd like you to twist the whole body open and try to keep that right leg kind of heavy in tabletop. Just relax your foot. Yeah, really good. Feel that twist. I'm pulling on your right arm. Pull the low stomach in. Beautiful. Wing that right arm forward. I'd like you to flex the right foot. Now send the arms back, send the leg back, keep that right foot flexed. Send the whole torso down. Your body's a capital T. Good, lift up with the buttock. Yes, lower the torso down just a little bit more, bring the low tummy in. It's hard, I know. Good, bend your standing leg. Yes, with that knee, graze the inside of the standing leg. Excellent work, and toe heel that down. Beautiful. Now let's rise up just like a little show pony. Yeah, bring a little awareness to those feet. Beautiful. And I think if you have a block, I'd like you to reach for your block. If you don't have a block, that's fine. We're going to find this motion without a block. This just adds a little bit of heft and weight. Nice. So we're finding that same position of the little bend in the heels. The block is behind the hips. You're welcome to bring the hands back on the opposite sides of it so the fingers are nice and long, or you can weight the whole hand with the block. If you don't have something to hold on to, not a problem. Lower down now, and we pull the low stomach in so we feel freedom and release in that low back. I'd like you to lift the block up and just feel the triceps engaged. There's a tiny bend in your elbows. So we're using the triceps to lift up. I just don't want you to lock it out. Look a little forward of your mat. Take the wrinkles out of the back of your neck. The next time your block lowers toward the hips, pull the stomach in, squeeze the ankles, and come up onto your tippy toes if you can. And continue. Block goes up and lowers. Up and lowers. Now it's squeezing the shoulder blades together so much that you won't be lifting that high. Don't worry about that. I'll show you from the back. I'd like you to keep the shoulders active. The triceps are extraordinarily active. The back of the neck is really long. And we pulse it up for 6 and 5. Bring the low stomach in, maybe lower the hips a little bit more. Here's 3, 2, 1. Let's lower the heels down. Bring the block forward and send it back. Bring it forward and send it back. If you want to continue rising up onto the tippy toes and continue squeezing the legs, do that. Block goes back and forward. Now reverse the block. Yeah, send it the other direction. Bring it forward. So we're intentionally throwing the body off balance, The core has to balance every time the block connects behind you and forward. Here's 2, forward, nice, 1, and forward. Place that block down. I just like you to place it on the highest setting here. It's right in the center of your mat in front of you. And just for a moment, separate the feet. And once again, we're going to hang the head heavy. Maybe rock the hips back side to side so we get a little release of the hamstrings. Little release of the hips. Very good. Now we're getting into the hips. This is our last standing posture in this series. Heel to your feet closer to one another. With that block in the center, I'd like you to bring both hands to the block and send that left leg straight back behind you. Good. You can straighten the right leg as much as you want just to feel that shape. Get the wrinkles out of the back of the neck. Now bend into the standing leg, squeeze that opposite left knee outside the right knee, like a curtsy, and send it straight back up. Squeeze and curtsy, lower the hips down as much as you can. Send that left leg back behind. So you'll notice that if you pull the belly button in toward the back of the spine, the low back feels nothing at all as you curtsy and squeeze. Good. Now you're welcome to continue this with both hands on the block. If you prefer, you could maybe bring your right hand towards your chest with the left hand on the block and continue. If you're feeling safe and comfortable, maybe you bring both hands to the chest, kind of in prayer position, and continue outsourcing all that energy to the right leg. Squeeze and lengthen. We have 3 more. Hands wherever you wish. Squeeze it in and lengthen. It's a lot. Squeeze it in and lengthen. Please lower both hands down to the ground. Unite the left toes next to the right. Hang the head. Get your C curve and really slowly, let's round up to standing. Good. We get a little squeeze of the shoulder blades. Now, just a little before we go to the next side, it's so much in the standing leg. The upper body needs to be really disciplined to find that release of the leg back behind for sure. But what we need is the core very engaged. So if we're lengthening the hands away from the block, we keep stable in the core, yeah? Good. We just don't want to get into the low back. So let's go to the other side. We start with the feet a good distance away from the block and try to straighten the arms here and try to rotate the inner thighs back for a moment just to feel that length. Now we put the weight into the left foot. Lift that right leg straight up behind you and point the toes down. Puff up the back body and bring the belly toward the spine. Now exhale that right knee outside the left knee as you squeeze and curl. Straight back, 2 straight legs. Micro bend the standing leg if you will. And back and squeeze it in. Really nice. Try to lift from that buttock, so get that leg straight back behind you. Good. So good. It's intense. These are wonderful. Now, if it feels like you'd want to experiment, maybe lift the left hand up toward the chest, or not. It's a lot of balance, or maybe even soften fingers away, maybe soften onto fingertips. That tiny motion just outsources lots of energy to the hips and the legs. Bend both knees when you squeeze in. Yes, squeeze and curl and bend both knees. That's it, Jamie. Beautiful. And squeeze it back. Yeah, so we're making the core work as much as the legs. We're just doing 2 more. Do 1 more. Lengthen that leg back. Please put that foot down next to the other one. Hang your head heavy and really, really slowly We round up to standing. Wonderful. Now keep the block right where it is. It's totally fine. I'd like you to bend into both legs. We're reaching the arms forward. We're trying to lower down without using our hands. So send the butt way back. If you need to use the hands, of course, please do. Lower that butt down toward the heels and let the butt rest on the mat. Place your left calf on the block. Yeah, just the left calf. Nice. So we're pausing there. Use your hands now to heel toe, or pardon me, heel butt, the leg together. And we've got the left leg kind of in a tabletop position, but the calf is a little bit lower. And I'd like you to reach the hands down next to your hips. We're using the shoulders and the triceps to anchor. So try to get a little more tricep flesh under that body. Squeeze the right knee in towards your chest and point it right to the sky. Now we're rotating that right leg in a circle. I'd like you to lower that right leg down toward the left, open it out to the side and bring it to the sky. So lower it down. It's like the clock says 6. Roll it out to the side toward 3 and reach it up. Lower down and rotate the leg out to the sky, straight up to the sky. Good. Now, as you lower it down and open up to the side, we're trying to keep the hips nice and even. And do it again. Reach it out. Good. So that right whole side of the body is working. Yes, especially the right lower abs. Nice. Really anchor the shoulders and try to make, yes, really strong. Good, good, good. Do one more. Now pause with the leg in the sky. Go the other direction. Read that leg out to the side toward 3. Yeah, it's a little harder, so you really have to use those lower right abs to find the lift to the sky. Good. Lower it down. Exhale. Reach it out and up. Inhale, leg down, and exhale, reach it back up. Nice. Lower it down and exhale, reach it back up. Do one more. Fantastic. Left heel hits the ground. Shift the hips a little bit so you've got that right calf on the block. Anchor with the hands and the shoulders and point that left leg up to the sky. So as you're rotating, you're trying to keep that left hip point up to the sky too. Yeah, and roll it around. Pause at the top every single time. Yeah, so you're using that left oblique. Good, roll it down. Use the oblique to bring it back up. Inhale down so the heel hovers, and then exhale. Use that exhale to shine it to the sky. Do 2 more this direction. Now pause with the leg long in the sky and go the other way. So we reach that foot out till you find like 3 o'clock and then roll it down and back up. Yes. Nice, nice, nice. Jamie, I'm going to recommend that you send the leg out to 3 o'clock first, so toward the bed. Yeah, bring it to the sky for a moment. And now we go out toward the bed. Yes, and then roll it around. You got it. So it makes the oblique work a different way. Yes, so nice. Go toward the bed first. Yeah, and then down and up. Go toward the bed, reach it out away from you, prayer. Yes, and then down toward the ground and up. Just do 2 more, you guys. So much difficulty when we isolate those muscles. Wonderful. Now bring that leg down to the ground. We're going to shift the block away from us for a moment. And I'd like you to bring the heels in toward the buttocks a little bit. Now bring your hands on the shins and we're rocking up. I'd like you to send your legs into kind of a curtsy position. Okay? Yeah. Now we're facing the screen. We've got this just kind of relaxed posture. Yeah. I'd like you to bring your long arm over. And now both hands can come in front, and I'd like you to lift that top leg up, flex that foot in the sky. Good. And now bring the knee so it's toward the knee. Keep it on the same plane and squeeze that heel back. So I'm going to show you from the back. It's not a huge release back. We're using that sideways to squeeze that flex foot back. Yeah? So lots happening in the leg just to keep the hip lifted. It's a big multitasking exercise. Yeah? The knee goes straight back and straight forward. Now, if you wish to add on, the hands that's not supporting you, maybe you reach it up forward in front of you. Yeah. And as you send that leg on, you get a little lengthening like an accordion of your side waist. Squeeze the accordion back in. Wonderful. Lengthen out, the leg stays a little higher. Squeeze it back in. Nice. Think of the accordion making the music and exhale, squeeze it in. Big multitasker, that whole side of the body is working. The body facing the ground is working so hard to support. As always in Pilates, the low stomach is pressing in toward the back body. Do one more. Nice. Squeeze it in. Let's lower that down. I'd like you to just shift over to the other side. We're trying to keep a length and a brightness here so we don't cave in, because we want this side of the waist to work as hard as possible. So the legs are just kind of relaxed. I like the fingers pointing kind of at an angle out to the side so we have strength in that shoulder. Now, reach the leg up and let's just focus on flexing the foot. Bring the knees just about the same plane, and then the heel goes back a little bit past the body. Bring it forward. Leading with that heel, bring it back. Good, lots happening here. So the whole right side, or whichever side you're on of the body, is working. Now, either stay right here, or maybe that arm goes forward. And we're not reaching the arm forward when we send the leg back. It's just bringing more awareness to that sideways to lengthen. Yeah, it's like a dancer. If we were feeling like we were on the leg, we'd feel that reach like in dance, and exhale, squeezing it back. Inhaling forward, the low belly button in. Exhale, squeeze it back, so strong. Inhale forward and exhale, squeeze. This is 2 more. Nice, 1 more. Exhale, good. Let's lower that leg, lower that hand down. I'd like you to shift over onto the shins now. Rest those shins back toward the heels. Let's keep the knees narrow. And when we reach the arms forward into child's pose, we'll crawl those fingers out. Keep the fingers off the ground, if you will. Kind of tip them so the fingers lift, the wrists lift, the shoulders are more around the ears. Take an inhale, crawl those fingers a little bit far forward. And then exhale, lower the hands, lower the forearms, rest in a true child's pose. We're just getting as much length in that back body as possible. And this time, when you exhale, can you get your tummy off the thighs? Just pull that tummy in a little bit. Do that again. Inhale, let the tummy soften on the legs. And then as you exhale, you round the spine up a tiny little bit so you feel that lift. Good. Now slowly walk those hands back toward the knees. We're moving into our Pilates push-ups. And before we do that, Pilates push-ups are very different from our traditional push-ups. So I'd like you to bring your block into your hands. And we'll just squeeze that block, same position with the fingers pointing to the sky. Bring that block in front of you and try to get a 90-degree with your elbows. Yes, nice adjustment, Erin, and shoulders. So squeeze the shoulders in so you've got that lock. Press the block, so feel that activation in your arms. Your arms can even shake, and reach that block up. The elbows are going forward. The head is still looking straight forward. And exhale, bring that block down so the elbows come in right to your sideways. Squeeze your elbows in. We'll do that again. Inhale, we reach the block up and away. Keep pressing the block in, pressing the block in. The elbows are coming toward each other. And then exhale, bring it in. Those elbows are right into your sideways. Good. Now we'll shift that block away. That's the motion we want for our Pilates push-up. So I'm going to recommend we do this on the knees, and I'm just going to show you this before we move. We're only doing 8. We're pressing the arms forward in that same position we got, where we're lengthening the crown of the head and the shoulders and the knees. They're in one lean long line, and we shift the heart forward a little bit, squeeze the shoulders together. When we inhale down, those elbows touch the side ribs and we press it straight up. The tops of the buttocks move back toward the heels so we don't get into the low back. Yeah? So come onto the knees, and you can send the legs straight back behind you. Lifting. Nice, Erin. Yes. Lower down. Squeeze the elbows in. Really good adjustment. Yes, Jamie. Good. Bring those hands a little bit closer to each other. That's it. Only lower so much. If you start to round, good. Press straight up. So it's a lot of tricep, a lot of mid back. Fantastic. Can you keep the elbows really, really in close, Erin? Squeeze them in really close. I know it's so much. Just do 2 more. Nice. And press straight back up. 1 more. Really good. Child's pose. We'll keep the legs narrow. Press into child's pose. So get that release of the arms. To stretch this out, I'd like you to walk your hands over to the right and shift your hips over to the left. You might even bring your left hand on top of your right hand so you can get a really profound stretch on your left side. Yeah. Take an inhale into that sideways. We've done a lot of twisting and a lot of stretching there. Good. Now let's just shift over to the other side. Bring the hands far forward. Walk them over now. Yeah, to the other side. We walk the hands over to the left. Send the hips over to the right. Yes. And maybe even put that left hand on top of your right. And breathe in as you open that sideways. So good. Very nice. Now we'll walk the hands back to the center. Good. Now we're focusing more on the powerhouse core in a lateral position. So I'd like you to cross at your ankles and roll over far forward. We're sending the knees to the sky again. And here's another opportunity for our block. I'd like you to bring the block between the knees now. Yeah, it's nice and long, and we'll give the block a good squeeze, but the feet do stay about hip distance apart. So when we squeeze it, it's really helping us to find space in the body. So squeeze your block, bring your arms forward, lead with the sacrum. We get that tuck, that little coccyx curve, and as you roll down, look down as well towards your belly, and feel the sacrum bone on the mat. Wonderful. The low ribs on the mat. Great. The middle back on the mat. There's the shoulder blades. Good. Now reach those arms up. The triceps are around the ears again. Take an inhale, lengthen. Put the whole back on the ground and squeeze the legs up into tabletop. We'll keep them there, squeezing the block. I'll call this exercise out to you. We're only doing 6. Take an inhale, lift head, neck, and shoulders, fingers to the sky. Lower the elbows down. Send the hands in prayer. Reach that prayer position through the V in your legs. Lower the forearms down, send the arms to the sky, and slowly lower head, neck, and shoulders. Send the arms back overhead. Squeeze your block a lot and get your whole back on the mat. Here goes number 2. Inhale, lift head, neck, and shoulders, fingers to the sky, elbows to the mat. Send your hands through the legs, elbows to the mat. Send the arms up to the sky. Slowly press your back into the mat. Lower head, neck, and shoulders. Arms go up overhead. It's hard. Get the back on the mat. Inhale, reach arms up. Exhale, elbows. Send those hands through the legs. Squeeze your block. Elbows. Fingers to the sky. Slowly roll it down. Make sure the whole back is on the mat so the butt has a lift. Inhale, hands up overhead. Re-engage, we're halfway there. Squeeze your block. Inhale, fingers to the sky, elbows down. Send the hands through the legs, elbows down. Fingers to the sky, slowly roll it down. Send the arms up overhead so the butt gets a lift. The back is pressing into the mat. Squeeze. Inhale, up, elbows down. Hands through the legs, prayer position. Elbows down. Inhale, arms up. Slowly lower it down, arms up overhead. Here comes the last one. Inhale, fingers to the sky. Exhale, elbows down. Reach those hands through the legs. Elbows to the ground. Reach arms to the sky. And ever so slowly roll it down. Take your block from between your legs and reach it up overhead. I'd like you to hug your knees into your chest. Rock side to side. It might be nice to clasp your hands above your chest so the knees go out wide, kind of toward the armpits. That way we're releasing the middle back to the mat. We don't have such a tight hug, so we can release that part of the back that was just working. Very good. Now we're going to stretch in the side waist. We'll squeeze the legs together. Reach the arms out perpendicular from your body. The palms can press for more support or palms to the sky for less support. Just carefully bring your knees over to the right, kind of close to the right elbow. Soften that body and look over toward the left. We'll take a full round of breath here, breathing into the twist, which is a little more difficult. We have to use our Pilates discipline to exhale that left shoulder toward the ground. Now look up to the sky. The back of the skull is on the mat. Use the core to send those knees up over the heart. Let them do a circle, a half circle, and reach those knees over to the left, close to the left elbow. Soften the right elbow, maybe even cactus that right arm. And as we look toward the right elbow, we try to soften that right shoulder toward the ground. It's not force or stress. We're just trying to let that right waist open as much as possible. After that full round of breath, look up toward the sky. We'll lengthen that right arm down again, palms pressing or palms to the sky. We reach those legs up over the heart and once again, send them over to the right. Just get a little tap and then reach those knees up above the heart. The knees go over to the left for a little tap. So now we're using that twisting motion to get those legs up over the heart and release them to one side and then the other. The butt's off the ground, but as we bypass center, we feel the low back on the mat, their sacrum is lifted. Do one more. Knees up over the heart and to the side. Yeah, tap as best you can, reach it up and go over to the other side. Good. Now, whatever side that you landed on, I'd just like you to roll over to that side and rise back on up. We just have one more nice release of the shoulders. I'd like you to come into a tabletop position for our last motion. We've got those wide splayed hands again, just a little far forward of the shoulder, just protecting the shoulder girdle. And I'd like you to press the shins down and reach the right arm to the sky. When we thread the needle, we bring that right hand under the left arm, bend into the left elbow, and send the head down. We're sending the right side of the head down. Nice. Rest the whole head down. You're resting on that right shoulder. Now walk your left fingers up above. So they're above your head. They're crawling above your head. Maybe roll onto the back of your skull. You're on your left fingers, and maybe those left fingers crawl back behind your head just a little bit. So we're resting on the right side of the head, maybe more toward the back of the skull. And we're looking under the left elbow, which is, the arm is pretty straight. It's a great release in the shoulder. Now soften that left palm down and bring it in front of your face. Push into that left palm and send that right arm back up. And lower that right hand down. Let's just even out the arms again. We're pressing into all the shins. And lift now that left arm up, last twist of the day. As we exhale, it's that top of the hand that slides on the mat, bend into the right elbow, lower down onto the left side of the head, and just bring those right fingers more in front of the face. We've got that left palm to the sky. Try to get as much shoulder on the ground too, and walk your right fingers straight up away from you. Now we walk those right fingers maybe back toward the back of the head. It's not going to be very far. And maybe you roll over onto the side of the head a little bit more. Tense your right fingers so you can feel this wonderful stretch in the right shoulder. We're breathing into the right rhomboids, the right lats, the whole right side of the body, all the way down to the psoas muscle, which goes down toward the hip. Take a full inhale here. And then when you exhale, let's walk or drag that right hand in front of the face. Press into the right palm, lift on up. Send that left arm up and away. Nice. And then lower that left hand down. Good. I'd just like you to sit back on the shins for a moment. Rest the palms on the thighs. We're just going to find that profound opening of the heart. Squeeze the shoulder blades a little bit back behind you, but pull the front ribs in. So you've got this wonderful Pilates posture. Good. And then lower the hands down to the ground. And we're going to try to keep this posture for the rest of the day. Yeah. Good. Thank you both so much for joining.